All right, I got tonight's lineup for you for Game 1 against the Cincinnati Reds, and I have 2 pieces of Yankee news. Okay, I'm also working on my 4 or 5 bold trades that the Yankees can make, or at the very least consider for the deadline. I don't want you to miss that one, so please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Obviously, I have my MLB trade deadline predictions coming up as well, and a bunch of other things. And I'm going live on trade deadline day for probably 5 to 6 hours, so you'll get everything as it comes in. Now, piece of Yankee news number 1, Jonathan Loisaga. He started his rehab a couple days ago. It's being bumped up, and I'm not exactly sure why, but it's being bumped up from single A to triple A. I don't know why he's not going to double A and getting a few rehab games. He's going right from single to triple. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't think it's a good idea. I think he should get, especially with an extended absence. He's been out for a couple months. I would be going every step in the minor leagues before I get back to the major leagues. So he's an important guy that the Yankees can really benefit from, and I would rather do it the right way. So, but again, not the GM is what it is. So, the other piece of news is Ben Rortvedt. Yes, the other player they got from Minnesota in the trade for Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela has started a rehab assignment too at single A. So he's finally going to get some game action. So he's recovering from it. They scoped his knee, and they found some junk in there, so they wanted to clean that up and get rid of it. And this Hulk might get an opportunity. And again, I still see him as a very likely platoon with Jose Trevino starting in 2023. I like Hikal Gashioka, but they brought this guy in, and he's also very young. He's like 24, 25. Additionally, and he's also an elite elite pitch framer, just like Trevino. He bats from the left-handed side. Okay, so he has a lot of these same intangibles, and he has youth and several controllable years as well, more than Higashioka has. So I'm intrigued to see what they do there. Now, let's pivot over to the lineup. All right, Yankees were, unfortunately lost the last 2 games against Boston in Fenway, but it is what it is. So now's a fresh start. But this is going to be a tough stretch after the Reds, and hopefully the Reds won't be a tough stretch either. DJ LeMahieu is leading off, playing first base. Gleyber Torres is batting second base. So Aaron Judge is actually getting a day off. Anthony Rizzo's DHing, batting third. Giancarlo Stanton is batting fourth in right field. Josh Donaldson's playing third base, batting fifth. Aaron Hicks batting sixth in center field. Jose Trevino's at the dish, batting seventh. IKF, kind of Falefa, batting eighth at shortstop. And Joey Gallo is batting ninth in left field. And on the hills, Garrett Cole. So that's who's facing. So we got a day off for Judge. We got no Carpenter in there. Got a couple guys sitting. So hopefully this should be enough to beat the other Reds. We are going to see Luis Castillo on Thursday. So first hand of one of our top trade targets is going to be facing us on Wednesday. Thursday. And I think it's against Nestor Cortes, actually. The Yankees are also shuffling the rotation around so that Cole gets another start on Sunday before the All-Star break. So even though he made the All-Star team, chances are he's not going to pitch in it. They're obviously prioritizing the season and getting things back on track afterward, with the hopes that they add a starter and maybe a reliever at the deadline. We don't know what they're going to do. Obviously, they like to wait until prices come down, but keep in mind this line is like a fine threshold line where you're either waiting or on the flip side, something can happen. Another team can jump in and drive the prices up, and then you could lose out on the guy you want. So if there's a guy you really want, you got to pay something to get something, right? You got to give something to get something. So it's something to keep in mind. And the Shift pointed that out earlier, Joey. So appreciate that, man. Good words, bro. And it is true. So there are some guys that could really, really be difference makers for the Yankees, but we'll see what the Yankees do. We don't even know what their appetite is, but they've acknowledged they need to get better in several areas. They also acknowledge that they want to add an outfielder before the deadline. So we're less than 3 weeks away from the deadline. So expect a lot of activity one way or another. You're going to get it all here, whether it's Yankees or not Yankees. Talk to you then.